Mr. Chairman, is this a joke? No, seriously, is this hearing a joke? This is a committee that now cares about subpoena compliance, and we're going to hold somebody in contempt for subpoena compliance? That's really interesting because, to me, it seems like you believe we all had our memories wiped 608 days ago when you failed to honor your own subpoena. You see, on May 31, 2022, as the January 6th committee was investigating the greatest crime ever committed in America with the most arrests, the most convictions, a crime against our Congress, our Constitution, our democracy, all they wanted was for you and a few of your colleagues to cooperate, to provide any information you had. And what you all did for 608 days and counting, you didn't show up. And you want us to take this proceeding seriously, where you have an issue with somebody else's compliance with a subpoena, somebody who actually is willing to come forward publicly, something you were not willing to do, something you and Mr. McCarthy and others who were asked to testify were not willing to do. So seriously, is this a joke? If it's a joke, great. This whole Congress has been a joke, so it would be in line and on brand with what has been taking place. But I have to ask, like, how dumb do you think the American people are that you would seek to hold someone in contempt when you are 608 days, 15 hours, 21 minutes, and 47 seconds out of compliance of your own subpoena? I don't know, Mr. Chairman, if it is your practice to look the other way when crimes are committed, but it's not my practice, and it's not my colleagues' practice. So what is this really all about? It's about this chairman, Speaker Johnson, and the MAGA majority acting as Insurrection LLP, creating the biggest law firm in Washington, D.C., to work every single day in this building on behalf of just one client, the former president, Donald Trump, and to carry out his petty grievances every single day. Okay, that's great. You won the majority. It's your prerogative. But the cost to the American people is we aren't doing a single thing in this committee to address gun violence, the mass shootings that occurred in the 3 weeks that we were gone. We haven't done anything to address what's going on at the border, a president who's willing to negotiate and find ways to better secure it. We're not doing anything to bring down the cost of health care and take on the pocketbook, financial breathing room issues that the American people care about. Okay, let's talk about Hunter. Mr. Comer and Mr. Jordan said, we want Hunter Biden to come in. Hunter Biden said, okay, I will come in. Mr. Comer said 2 different times, we will take his testimony publicly or we will take it privately. We will take it publicly or we will take it privately. Hunter Biden said, okay, let's do it publicly. I don't trust you all to take it privately because you haven't released the depositions that you have taken privately. Can't blame him for that. He wants to come in and testify publicly. You won't take yes for an answer, and so then you move it to let's take it privately. I think you want to take it privately because you have nothing. I think you want to take it privately because you don't want to see Marjorie Taylor Greene display the non-consensual nudes from Hunter's laptop again. I think that's why you want to take it privately. But he comes in anyway. You won't take yes for an answer. And let me just break some news for you, Mr. Chairman. Just down the hallway, Hunter Biden is sitting in the Oversight Committee. He's ready to testify publicly, it appears. So let me just challenge you one more time. If you're so eager to take his testimony publicly, I move that we adjourn right now and take his public testimony and bring him in here right now.
Is the gentleman making a motion?
Yes.
Question is on the motion to adjourn. Those in favor will say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, no.
No.
Opinion of the chair, the noes have it.
Recorded vote.
Request a recorded vote. We'll tally and report.
Mr. Chairman, there are 12 ayes and 15 noes.
The motion to adjourn is not agreed to. Gentleman from California yields back.
He yielded back.
yield back. Oh, I'm sorry. Chair
I yield
Chair recommend myself. I would just say this. Why didn't they hold me in contempt?
I moved to hold you.
Why didn't the committee hold me? They certainly could have. It was a completely partisan.
Would the gentleman yield? And I'll explain why.
No. Well, in a second, I want to finish my my time here. It was a completely partisan committee. Why not do it? I mean, the idea that if you could have held the future Speaker of the House, the future Chairman of the Judiciary Committee, the Freedom in contempt, why didn't you do it? I think they didn't do it because they knew it was bogus. They knew that the speech or debate clause would not allow them to compel someone member of Congress to come testify. But by the way, I never said I wouldn't testify. I wrote an 11-page letter to Chairman Thompson. I'm still waiting on a response where I spelled out all the concerns we had with this committee, all the things we had caught them saying that were not accurate.
Will the gentleman yield?
No, it's my 5 minutes. I'll yield and we'll have plenty of time. I'm sure there'll be a debate. They never made a record of it. We made a record of Hunter Biden not showing last week. We actually had a court reporter there. We made a record of him not showing up for his deposition when he was over doing a press conference on the Capitol, outside the Capitol. So I think the Democrats know how ridiculous that was. And with that, I would yield to the gentleman from California.
I think the chairman, my colleague, Mr. Swalwell, who participated in that contempt by asking for and holding that press conference for Hunter Biden, knows very well the history of this committee. This committee has always enforced our legitimate subpoenas. When I was an early member of this committee, then Chairman Conyers, John Conyers, held the Bush White House in contempt, took it all the way through, and Judge Bates, an appointee of President George W. Bush, held that, in fact, you must come before this committee. There's no question that after we go through this process of contempt, a floor vote, and ultimately a court challenge, that Hunter Biden will be ordered to come here. He'll be ordered to come here for the same reason that Harry Myers was ordered to show up when George W. Bush, within his rights, fired 9 of his own appointees, and this committee had questions as to the motive. That's a sad piece of history for some of us, because some of us were not supportive of that contempt motion. But in retrospect, this committee has always asserted its rights when those rights were violated, and they were violated by Hunter Biden. And they are still to this day being violated, except as Congressman Swalwell just made very clear, Hunter Biden is thumbing his nose not once during the day of his subpoena, but even today, while he sits over in a hearing, not testifying, simply sort of going, nah, I've got you. Well, you know what? This is too serious a committee. This is not a joke, Mr. Swalwell. This is the most significant committee of the Congress because we take seriously people coming before it. We take serious the threat of impeachment. And in fact, we are the committee that when impeachment does happen, it has to come through. So quite frankly, this is not a joke. I look forward to us marking this up, moving it out, having a vote on it, and ultimately getting Hunter Biden to answer questions about his undoubted selling of the Vice President of the United States, of his last name, selling it around the world to countries including Russia, Ukraine, China, and others. I don't think there's any question that the evidence is clear. Now the question is, will he come forward or will he take the fifth? And I'm going to predict, Mr. Chairman, that when it's all said and done, Hunter Biden will simply take the fifth. He's just trying to delay that as long as he can. And if he can, he'd like to have it like a few others have over the years, where he makes a speech about his innocence and then takes the fifth. You and I were there for that when the IRS did that. I believe we're going to see that. But whether it occurs publicly or privately does make a difference. If he's just going to take the fifth, which I suspect he ultimately will, then he should do it behind closed doors and not have a public stage to do it. And Mr. Swalwell, You can chastise the chairman, but subpoenaing members of Congress is something we do not do under speech and debate for good and valid reason. It's the reason that you're not subpoenaed here today in this contempt after what you did with Hunter Biden. I yield back.
do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.